Listen up, you lot. We've all been there. You know the drill. You plan a big meal, maybe for a family gathering or a friendly get-together. You spend hours in the kitchen, chopping, stirring, and seasoning. The table is set and the feast begins. You cook a big meal and you have a mountain of food. Everyone enjoys the meal. But there's always more than anyone can eat. Plates are piled high and stomachs are full. But what happens next? Then what happens? Leftovers end up in the bin. What a bloody waste. Perfectly good food, tossed away without a second thought. It's not just about the money spent, it's about the effort, the love, and the resources that went into making that meal. Food is precious. Don't throw it away. Think about the farmers who grew those vegetables, the animals that provided the meat, and the energy used to transport and store it all. Every bite counts. We're going to turn those leftovers into culinary masterpieces. Yes, you heard that right. Leftovers don't have to be boring or bland. With a bit of creativity, they can be transformed into something new and exciting. You'll be amazed at what you can create. Imagine turning last night's roast chicken into a delicious chicken salad or using leftover vegetables to make a hearty soup. The possibilities are endless. It's time to get creative in the kitchen. Experiment with spices, try new recipes, and don't be afraid to mix things up. Cooking is an art, and leftovers are your canvas. Stop wasting food. Start thinking about leftovers as opportunities. Opportunities to save money, reduce waste, and create something delicious. It's a win-win situation. With a little imagination, you can transform last night's dinner into something truly spectacular. Let's get started. Grab those leftovers, put on your chef's hat, and let's make some magic in the kitchen. Together we can make a difference one meal at a time. Leftovers are not the enemy. They are your secret weapon in the kitchen. They save you time, they save you money, they help reduce food waste. It's a win-win situation. Don't think of leftovers as boring. Think of them as a challenge. How can you transform them? What new flavors can you explore? Get ready to impress yourself and your family. Before we get cooking, let's talk ingredients. Some leftovers are kitchen staples. Cooked chicken, rice, pasta, and bread are a good start. Vegetables are versatile too. Don't forget about sauces and condiments. They add tons of flavor. Now for the tools. You don't need anything fancy. A good knife, a cutting board, and a few pots and pans will do. A blender or food processor is helpful too. Now let's get cooking.
Roast chicken is a leftover dream. Let's turn that chicken into three amazing dishes. First up, chicken salad sandwiches. Shred the chicken. Mix it with mayonnaise, celery, and onion. Season with salt and pepper. That's it. Next, chicken noodle soup. Simmer the chicken carcass with carrots, celery, and onions. Add noodles. Season with salt and pepper. Delicious. Finally, chicken tacos. Shred the chicken. Heat it up with taco seasoning. Serve in warm tortillas with your favorite toppings. Boom. Three amazing dishes from one roast chicken. Section 5. Leftover rice, from side dish to superstar. Rice is often seen as a humble side dish, but with a little creativity, it can be transformed into a superstar of your meal. Let's explore how leftover rice can be turned into delicious new dishes. Rice is another leftover hero. It's versatile, easy to work with, and can be the base for a variety of dishes. Don't let it go to waste. First up, fried rice. This is a classic way to use up leftover rice and turn it into something special. Heat some oil in a wok or large pan. The key to great fried rice is a hot pan and cold, day-old rice. Add chopped vegetables like carrots, peas, and bell peppers. Then, toss in the cooked rice. Scramble in an egg for extra protein and texture. Season with soy sauce and a dash of sesame oil for that authentic flavor. You can also add some garlic and ginger for an extra kick. Done. In just a few minutes, you have a delicious and satisfying meal. Next, let's move on to something sweet, rice pudding. For rice pudding, combine cooked rice, milk, sugar, and vanilla extract in a saucepan. You can also add a pinch of cinnamon or nutmeg for extra warmth and flavor. Cook over low heat, stirring constantly until the mixture thickens. This creamy, comforting dessert is simple and delicious, perfect for any time of the day. Finally, let's make rice balls. Mix cooked rice with cooked ground meat, cheese, and seasonings like salt, pepper, and herbs. You can get creative with the fillings. Try adding some chopped vegetables or even a bit of sauce. Shape the mixture into balls. You can either bake them in the oven or fry them until they're golden brown and crispy on the outside. Serve these rice balls as an appetizer, snack, or even a main course. With these recipes, rice just became the star of the show. So next time you have leftover rice, remember these ideas and turn it into something amazing.
Section 6. Stale bread, don't throw it out. Stale bread might seem like it's destined for the trash, but hold on. There are so many ways to give it a second life in your kitchen. Stale bread is not for the birds. It's for delicious recipes. First up, breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are incredibly versatile and can be used in a variety of dishes. Blitz stale bread in a food processor. This is a quick and easy way to make fresh breadcrumbs at home. You can store them in an airtight container for future use. Use them to coat chicken or fish before frying. The breadcrumbs add a wonderful crunch and flavor to your dishes, making them irresistible. You can also use them as a topping for casseroles. The breadcrumbs create a crispy golden layer that enhances the texture and taste of your casseroles. Next, croutons. Cut stale bread into cubes. Croutons are a fantastic way to add some crunch to your salads and soups. Toss with olive oil, herbs, and spices. You can get creative with the seasonings, adding garlic powder, paprika, or even some grated cheese for extra flavor. Bake in a preheated oven until golden brown and crispy. Keep an eye on them to make sure they don't burn. The result is crunchy, flavorful croutons that elevate any dish. They're perfect for salads or soups. Croutons add a delightful texture and a burst of flavor to your meals. Finally, bread pudding. Soak stale bread in a mixture of eggs, milk, sugar, and spices. This transforms the bread into a rich custardy base for your pudding. Bake until golden brown and set. The aroma of baking bread pudding is simply irresistible, filling your home with warmth and sweetness. See, stale bread can be delicious. With these simple recipes, you can turn what might seem like waste into wonderful, tasty dishes that everyone will love. So next time, don't throw it out. Get creative in the kitchen.
Section 7. Flavor combinations. Your leftover palette. Think of your leftovers as a blank canvas. You can use herbs, spices, and sauces to create endless flavor combinations. For example, leftover chicken can be transformed with Indian spices for a curry, or use Mexican spices for fajitas. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try adding fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, or basil to brighten up your dishes. A squeeze of lemon or lime juice can also add a burst of freshness.
Section 8. Storage savvy. Keeping leftovers fresh. Proper storage is key for keeping your leftovers safe and delicious. Let your leftovers cool completely before storing them in airtight containers. This prevents bacteria growth. Store leftovers in the refrigerator for up to 3 to 4 days. You can also freeze leftovers for longer storage. Just be sure to thaw them properly in the refrigerator before reheating.
Section 9. Troubleshooting your leftovers. Don't panic if you're missing an ingredient. Get creative with substitutions. No chicken for the chicken salad? Use chickpeas instead. Out of mayonnaise? Try plain yogurt or avocado. Remember, cooking is about having fun and experimenting. Don't be afraid to adjust cooking times based on the quantity of your leftovers. Taste as you go and adjust seasonings accordingly.
Section 10, leftovers, delicious and eco-friendly. We've covered a lot today. Remember, using leftovers is not only delicious, but it's also good for the planet. By reducing food waste, we're conserving resources and helping to protect our environment. So next time you're staring at a fridge full of leftovers, don't despair. Embrace the challenge and get creative in the kitchen.
Section 11. Now it's your turn. Now go forth and conquer those leftovers. I've given you the tools and the inspiration. It's time to put your own spin on things. Experiment with different flavors and ingredients. And most importantly, have fun. Share your culinary creations with the world. Let's make leftover meals the new norm.